You may have seen some of these travel websites that help busy travelers keep track of their frequent flyer miles and hotel points. They've become increasingly popular, maybe too popular.
Perhaps a little bit. Two major airlines are now trying to put some of those sites out of business. Personal finance expert and CBS News contributor Regina Lewis is here to tell us why. Okay, so first tell us, what is their beef with these websites?
Well, airlines have operated mileage programs successfully for 30 years. What they didn't expect is that people would say and hand over their passwords, hey, watch these miles for me. They say that poses a security risk. Not on the planes, but on the actual website. Plus, it taxes the system, because in technology terms, in order to do that, I have to ping the website and scrape the data. So, Jeff, you could be checking your miles while Erica's trying to buy a ticket. The site might be slower. The websites say, get over it already.
Yeah.
The people own the miles. They deserve to know what they're worth. And by the way, you should thank us because we're making people hungry for miles.
I have to say, I'm just stunned that the airlines would be upset about this. What is at stake here? How much money are we talking about?
A lot. It's estimated that frequent flyers account for about half of airline revenues. Also, control is at stake. You always want to control the customer relationship. Now somebody's in between. If I go to one of these websites, I'm not going to the airline website and all the upsell that usually comes with that.
So what though would the reasoning be? First of all, walk us through what some of these websites are and why I would want to go to them. Because I admit, I'm a little leery about handing over personal information to yet another website.
Yeah, here's how they work. They all work generally the same way, and we're going to have a list, and we're going to link to them on CBS.com. They will track your miles for you. They will also alert you when they're going to expire. 20% of miles go unused, so that's leaving things on the table. Third, and this is where they get really influential, and it might explain the airline's case, they change your purchasing decision, because now when I go to pick a flight, it will say, okay, here's what that flight costs, but wait a second, you've got some miles you could use. So you really want to pick this one over that one, or you've got enough miles to cover half of it. It influences my purchasing decision by factoring those miles into the cost.
So meaning it'll look at specific flights on the same day and say, well, you can actually get a better deal on this one using your miles than you can on that one.
Correct, because the flight that you might pick without miles could be very different than the one you would pick factoring in your miles.
Should people feel safe about using these sites, and what else should they know if they do want to use them?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should feel reasonably safe. The bottom line here is miles are money. They're a currency. So the way that this works is roughly the average coach ticket is about $350. If you divide that by 25,000 miles, you're at 1.4 cents. Now you can use your miles for other things, upgrades, hotels, digital cameras, merchandise. Do the math, divide by the number of miles. When you start to dip below a penny, you're devaluing your own currency. And then if you're new at this, before you use these websites, stick with one airline, milk that for all it's worth. That's usually the fastest, best way to the finish line.
Good stuff. Regina Lewis, thanks very much.
Nice to see you.
Test it out.